Okay, so what we're going to talk about are going to be some particular parts of the parts of speech. Okay, so what are some of the parts of speech again? We got things like nouns,
Adjectives.
adjectives, adverbs,
Adverbs.
and
Pron.
so you said noun, adjectives, adverbs, and then one more,
Subject.
verbs.
Verbs.
Yeah. Now you mentioned subject. Now subject is going to be important because that's what we're going to talk about. I'm going to talk to you about a subject and what makes a subject a subject. A subject is going to be a noun. So what's a noun?
Person, place, or thing.
Yeah. So subject is a person, place, thing, or idea that is doing an action or being described. Okay? All right, so a subject is always going to be a noun, so it's going to be a special type of noun. Okay? Now then, there's also going to be another part of a sentence. It's going to be called a predicate. So what we're going to do is we're going to be doing a predicate. A predicate is the action or description of the subject. Alright? So for this I need a sentence. Think about the simplest possible sentence you can think of. Give me a complete sentence.
The dog ran.
The dog ran. Thank you very much. That's a good sentence. It's going to be about as simple of a sentence as they come. The dog ran. Okay? Now, in here, who is doing the action?
The dog.
The dog, right? So that means that this part right here, this is going to be my subject. Now, rather than having to remember every time the person, place, thing, or idea who's doing the action, the subject is going to be the who of the sentence. Who is this sentence about? Or what is this sentence about? Who or what? Okay? So who or what is this sentence about? The dog, right? And what is this dog doing?
He ran.
He ran, right? So then ran is going to be my predicate. And instead of saying the action or description of the subject, we're going to say did what. Alright? So what's so special about this dog? He's running, right? That's the idea of a predicate. Okay? And every sentence needs this who did what. Okay? So let me show you some more examples of this. Alright? Do you want to write this down or can I?
No, it's okay.
Okay, I can erase this? Okay. Alright, so I'm going to give you an example of a more complicated sentence. So I'm going to say a big black dog ran across the yard. Okay? The big black dog ran across the yard. Okay? Now, what's going to be my subject here?
Big black dog.
All of it, right? Yeah. A subject is the whole idea. So it can be a noun or a noun phrase. And what I mean by that is it's got to be the whole idea, the who. Now you can just say that it can be just the dog. This is what's called the simple subject. Okay. for the reading tests, you might want to use just a simple subject. You might want to identify just the simple subjects in the reading tests, because you're going to get the big, long sentences with all this description in there, and you're going to lose sight of what's happening in the story. Just use a simple subject as a way of keeping track of what's going on, so you can get the big picture, and then when we need to, we can come down into the small little bits. Okay?
Okay.
So the simple subject, okay? And then what's the complete predicate here? What's the complex predicate here?
He ran across the road. Yeah.
Ran across the road, the entire thing, right? The whole deal. Okay? And then from here, what's going to be my simple subject?
The ran.
Ran, right? It's going to be what he's going to do. So that's going to be the simple predicate. And it's going back to this sentence. It's the simplest possible sentence we can make, right? So it's a who did what, and here it's a little bit more complicated. We've added on some more modifying phrases, some more adjectives, some things like that. This is technically called a prepositional phrase. I'm not going to go into all that deep grammar. We can if you would like to, but for the purposes of the test, we just kind of need to know that this is the subject and this is the predicate, and that's what the definition of a subject and a predicate are. All right? Now, would you like to try some practice on this? Yeah, all right. Any questions before I get to it? All right, awesome. Let's get started on practice, shall we?